Perspective is Eric Kimani. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Habu Microfinance Bank. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana to KBC. Let's just start with those numbers that I have read. I mean, it has not been an easy 6 years or so for the microfinance institutions in Kenya.
Yes.
What is happening?
The challenge that we are facing in microfinance institution is because people are willing to repay, but currently the saving culture in Kenya has really declined. This has greatly affected the ability of people to repay their loans. Considering the assumption that was made during when someone was applying a loan, you check on the ability to repay their current status, their current financial status, and with the high cost of living in Kenya, we have realized that you see, people save after consuming. But now the high cost of living has raised the bar of consumption, making it difficult for people to have that amount of money that they were able to save previously, which they had allocated to repaying the loan. Mm-hmm. For that reason, you find if someone was supposed to pay a given amount of money, they are paying less. Mm-hmm. This prolongs the duration for loan repayment, which leads to most loans being either deferred and others are unpaid.
So let's just take it back a little bit. I mean, COVID-19 came and it hit virtually every sector. Yeah. But recovery in other financial institutions like banks and even digital lending has been a bit faster than the microfinance institutions. Yeah. What is the disconnect? What is it that the institutions are not doing right?
The challenge that the microfinance is facing, considering this is microfinance, the target group are those people below the bar that are not able to access in the banking sector. Okay. Most of these people are people who are trading cash. They are not saving, they are not trading through their bank accounts. You find that the bank will be able to deduct the repayment immediately once the money goes through the account. Yeah. But you find the target group in microfinance institutions are small business people, the mama mboga, the person doing the boda, and most of them are paid cash. Once they are paid, it is either for them to be willing to repay the loan because it has not gone through your account for you to deduct, or it is now for you to talk to the person.
And as you say that your main target market is the SMEs, you know, are you or is the industry tailoring products that actually favor this particular group?
Yeah, the industry is tailoring products, and with the upcoming, with the embracement of technology, we have come up with products that are going to favor these people. Some of, like for us in the Habu Microfinance, we have products that one can repay daily, weekly, even monthly. So if this person makes an earning today, we expect the person at the end of the day when you are allocating your funds, you are saying this amount of money will go to this will go to this. You also remember that I have an obligation to pay. You pay the loan. Yeah.
Digital lending just exploded over the past years in this country and really the region. Yeah. Banks were forced to move to digital platforms. Yeah. Virtually, I think every bank in this country has an app, and you can do mobile banking. Yeah. Have microfinance institutions embraced the same? Are they on the same level in terms of digital evolution?
Actually, almost all microfinance at the moment, they are working towards that, for those that do not have. Otherwise, that is the way to go, because people need accessibility to finance at whatever time, be it midnight, because you see these needs, we address emergencies. Yes. This emergency, they might find you at whatever time. You might be at home at night and you are sick. You need to go to the hospital. You don't have access to funds. You just go to your app. Yeah.
All right. So diversification of products, is it something that you're looking into?
We are looking into diversification, and the challenge that we are facing in diversifying these products is because the market has changed. The economy has changed. You find since COVID-19, businesses are facing new challenges. And when you are diversifying a product, you have to meet that specific need. Yeah.
microfinance institutions, unlike banks, they have the leeway to charge higher interest rates.
Yes.
And when you look at digital lenders, they are, I think, charging the highest right now in the market. Yet people are going for those products.
Yeah.
Don't you think that there is something that can be done differently to attract that clientele that is going for the digital loans? Because sometimes those interest rates are really exorbitant.
The issue is, you see, for digital lenders, the risk is high.
Yes.
You might not have met this person in person. They might even upload information that is not genuine. So it's upon you to verify. That's why they have a high interest rate. When you come to MFIs, you find that we also face a higher risk compared to the banks. And the reason for charging these interest rates is because, one, you have to see how much have you exposed yourself, the risk that you're exposing yourself to. Will this person repay? Will they not repay? And you have to develop products that if it has a high risk, then the interest rate will be higher. But if it has a security, then the interest rate is favorable. You find for digital lenders, they don't offer security. That's why people are willing to go for them. Because even if the interest rate is high, I don't stand a chance to lose something. But now when you come to MFIs, we are asking for security. You will verify and see, in this I stand a chance to lose this, but here I don't stand a chance to lose anything. It is upon me to willingly pay or decide to play hide and seek with the institution. All
right. So to come out of this loss-making state that the institutions are in, what are you doing about it?
We have now increased more measures, especially in appraisal. We have to verify the details that we are getting. You also have to ensure that you assess the business that a person is doing and you are in a position to know its profitability. You'll find that most organizations are now making small margins, and if you charge your interest, the person stands no chance of making profit. So you have to ensure, if you are lending this money to this person, you have assessed and you are sure, if at all I'm charging 8% per month, will this person be able to make a profit of beyond 8%? And with this margin, assuming this person will make 20%, I've charged 8%, is this 12% able to meet the needs of this person? Yeah.
All right. So for Kenyans who are watching and maybe they consume products from the digital lenders or banks and have really no idea where the microfinance institutions lie, what would you tell them is maybe a selling point for MFIs? Why should they go to MFIs?
For MFIs, we stand a chance to educate, to train, and even to monitor, depending the business that you are doing. And you also stand a chance to learn more as you access these finances. We will train you, we'll tell you, this product is the best that suits for you. But when you go for digital lenders, they are not telling you, this is the best for you. This is what you need. Take it. And we also give you an opportunity to go through the terms and conditions, to understand them, and you're able to know what you are taking. Yeah. We also have developed better products that meet your specific need. Like you find MFIs that have developed products that today you'll take a loan today, pay in the evening, and at a small interest, and then the margin is your profit. You'll be able to do the same tomorrow. Yeah.
Let's talk about the point that you brought at the start, Kenya's saving culture.
Yeah.
Right now, as we all know, the high cost of living is, increasing by the day.
Yeah.
And people's income is very slim in terms of affording something to save at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How would you advise people to just, in terms of saving?
You see, for you to save, one, you must be willing to save.
Okay.
And you must have a goal plan. Why am I saving? Am I saving for me to invest, or am I saving in order for me to caution myself? The challenge that we are facing right now is people had not prepared themselves with the high cost of living. So they had not saved enough to cushion themselves for what has just happened. So they have found themselves in a situation whereby I was earning this, these were my expenses, and this was my small margin. Now the expenses have surpassed the earning because you save after expenses, you save after consumption. Now you find that they are even borrowing, they are borrowing to meet their consumption, not to invest. And in that case, if you borrow to meet the consumption, you don't stand a chance to be able to repay, because come the next month, you'll still need to borrow again. And now the margin will be increasing. So this person will be entering in debt, in debt, in debt. Yeah.
So I know that for most Kenyans who are on digital platforms, some of them have fallen into a vicious cycle of debt.
Yeah.
You're borrowing from here to pay here, and the cycle continues. How do you break from that?
You see, for us in MFIs, we have appraisal of the limits, that previously you had borrowed this amount of money, this time you are borrowing this amount of money, and we are going to verify the purpose. Why do you need this money? If at all you are applying to meet consumption, then you will not be in a position to pay. But if at all you are applying to expand your business so that you're in a position to increase your earning, this means you'll be able to repay and you'll also be growing. Yeah.
Right. The conversation is about lending to SMEs. All matters money. We are talking about savings, and in studio with me is Eric Kimani. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the Habu Microfinance Bank. Now, I want to take you a little bit away from this into the investments world. The Kenya International Investments Conference is set to start at the beginning of next week, and just ahead of that particular conference, we spoke to the acting managing director of Kenya Investment Authority, June Chepkemei. Let's listen in to what she had to say.
More than 2,000 investors from around Africa and around the world are converging here in Kenya to discuss how to deepen investment in Kenya and in Africa. We're joined by the acting CEO of KENVEST. This is Kenya Investment Authority, and our conversation will be around what are we doing to make Kenya an investment-friendly destination. Thank you very much indeed, Madam CEO, for joining us. So why Kenya?
As O'Brien, as you may be aware, Kenya is an attractive investment destination for a number of reasons. First of all, we are with the gateway to the continent. If you want to access the continent, you come through Kenya. We are logistically placed strategically. We are basically the gateway by road, by sea, by rail, and by air. And we have a pool of talent that really makes it easier for you to thrive in terms of skills and manpower. Our incentive framework is elaborate. We have spent a lot of time as a country to ensure that ease of doing business is improved. We are highly rated, and most importantly at Kenya Investment Authority, we provide you one-stop shop service for investment registration, for access, and even for the areas that we recommend you to invest in, and we hold you until you are settled. So Kenya is ripe for investment, Kenya is open for business, and Kenya is the place to start as you enter the continent.
And what are we doing to ensure that we leapfrog Kenya as a preferred African investment destination?
A couple of things. First of all, we have improved the infrastructure. You must have noticed that now cargo at the port of Mombasa is seamless. We have ensured that you can really move your goods by air, by sea, and by road faster than before, and by rail. But most importantly, at Kenya Investment Authority, we are moving beyond just marketing the country as a destination, but packaging investment opportunities to bankability. And so what the investors are coming to really experience is bankable investment opportunities.
What is your message to the investors who are coming for the KICO meeting?
To the investors coming to the KICO meeting, this is a conference you do not want to miss. The third KICO is going to feature the Africa Private Sector Dialogue, one of its own ever to be handled in the continent, where we have invited the 55 trade ministers from Africa and the top 100 Pan-African companies to really come and look at how do we open the 1.3 billion people market in Africa. O'Brien, we can no longer afford to market ourselves as a country in isolation. We have to market the continent because investors are looking for numbers. Investors are looking for trade. And beyond goods, we are also pushing trading in services, and therefore a great conversation around digital trade will be also a center of focus in this year's Kenya International Investment Conference. But most importantly, as Kenya Investment Authority, we have packaged investment opportunities for you. Come invest in Kenya. Kenya is open.
Mm-hmm. What should we look forward for after the meeting?
We should look forward to one Africa, one market, one continent.
Very good. Anything else?
If you are not in this conversation, then your voice is missing, because you are setting the pace for the opening of Africa as a market and Kenya as that gateway. It has been said that the growth is in Africa. Europe is coming to Africa. America is coming to Africa. Asia is coming to Africa. The rest of the world is coming to Africa. And the access is Kenya. So you do not want to miss out on such a great opportunity and a conference of its own.
Very good. Asante sana.
Karibu.
We believe these conversations for 3 days with 55 countries, trade ministers at that level. One is we'll be able to share the successes. I believe across the continent there are very successful cases which we just need to replicate across the continent, and that's where we can have a better impact. Kenya would probably learn from what Rwanda has done or what some countries in West Africa has done. So this is an opportunity for exchanging ideas and listening to one another. The other is joint challenge to address the challenges jointly, because this sector has many issues. We have existing players in some of the spaces. We do not have actually African platforms where we can say we can distribute our digital products, and this provides a conversation that we could have resolutions that can lead us address on the digital space to say what are which platforms will we use as a continent to drive our products, because unless we also create the digital platform, the ranking and positionings of our products will not be determined by us, but will be determined by others. So we need to look at what are these many challenges we have in the digital space for digital products, for the creative sector, that we need to put to address, so that we can grow the sector and ensure that also those who have developed those products can earn revenue for themselves and also revenue for the country. Kenya is a vibrant country and is admired by many. We've seen this country attract many forums, continental and global, and it will continue to do so because of some of the ambitious plans that this country has set. We have clear plans the country has addressed through the bottom-up transformation agenda. These are some of the most ambitious plans that the continent would like to see. One of them is addressing people who are not bankable. Recently, the launch of the Hustler Fund, which addresses people who could not be banked or achieve the required credit scores in the banking, now can be able to access. These are some of initiatives that this country is doing. Kenya also is strong in many aspects. We've built our digital infrastructure as a country. We've spoken and respected leader in trade negotiations in the continent. We are a strong partner to our colleagues across the continent. And so Kenya is a key player. In respect to innovation, we've risen as a country among the top in terms of ranking of Global Innovation Index. And so we have achieved our respect, but the other countries are also pushing harder. And I think it's time we also push so that we continue to set a pace together with the other leading countries in the continent, because we must quickly move so that we can create opportunities for our young people We have a very youthful population, an average age of 20 years. So this is the right time for our continent to come together, address our issues, and also for Kenya to take its role and be a leader in Africa, especially on matters addressing the issues of our youth, creating opportunities, opening doors for employment, and also improving the quality of life for our people. On digital products, it's a great opportunity for our country to start thinking about how to grow the digital economy and the digital products. We are blessed with abundant resources, including energy resources. We have geothermals, we have hydros, renewables, solar, and it's time we look at hosting global data here in Kenya and enabling the rest of the world to bring their data here to Kenya for processing. And very soon, if we work on this area, we could end up being a data exporter or more digital products exporter as a country, which will earn us more revenue and also open more opportunities for our young people to grow skills and also access job opportunities. The coming of 55 ministers from across Africa to Kenya and to have a conversation about how to open up Africa for free trade, because the discussion is about establishing implementation matrix and a roadmap. This is quite important for us as a country and also as a continent. So we are looking at this as a platform for us as a country to connect to the rest of the African continent.
Engineer John Tanui. He is the ICT and Innovation Principal Secretary, speaking about the Kenya International Investment Conference 2023, the third edition that is happening next week. Earlier on, we had the Acting Managing Director of the Kenya Investment Authority, June Chepkemei, also making comments on the same, that Kenya is expecting over 1,000 delegates to attend that particular conference to talk about the investment opportunities within the country and the region. Of course, the African dialogue there that Ms. June Chepkemei talked about, saying that there will be quite some important conversations on how to open up the investment opportunities within the country and beyond. Of course, something that we shall be looking into. KBC is a media partner for that particular event. Be sure to catch that next week. We get back to our conversation in studio with the Chief Executive Officer of the Habu Microfinance Bank, Mr. Eric Kimani. Thank you, Mr. Kimani, for staying with us. You've had quite a number of conversations there going on about investments in the country, and of course, MFIs. Are you positioning yourselves to take advantage of these opportunities that are opening up? Yes, we are doing so. It's good to understand that when you talk about investment, you have to understand when you talk about investment, because for one to invest, we are trying to bring together the factors of production, which will include land, labor, it will also include capital. You find that there are people who have the capital, but they don't have the labor. They also don't have the land. There are people who have the land, the capital, they don't have even the entrepreneurship skills. But through this, we bring together these people. And one of the challenges that we face is you are in a position to identify, as an MFI, a person will come seeking access to finance, and you are in a position to see their proposal and realize that this is the gap. Mm-hmm. But most people are not open to partnership. When we talk about this, we are trying to bring together in Africa, we are trying to invest together, we are trying to understand that this is what you have, this is what we have, this is what we are blessed to have. Let us bring it together and develop something that is great. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a person who comes to you that has a good business idea. The person needs money, but lacks proper management. You try to tell them that bookkeeping is important. For you to access finances, you need to give me proper bookkeeping.
So you start to work with them a journey whereby today I didn't find you with bookkeeping, start doing this, after that come and apply for a loan. But those people don't come back because they are not open to changes. But the moment we embrace change, we are willing to learn, we are willing to partner, we are going to go far.
It's interesting what you've just brought up. I was actually going to ask you, for SMEs to qualify for these loans or to position themselves at a place where they can qualify for these loans, you've talked about bookkeeping. Is there anything else that they need to do so that they are loan ready, so to say, or credit ready? Yeah,
you see, you have to prepare yourself for anything, and you also have to be accountable. Bookkeeping shows your accountability. We also have to prove that you are an existing business. So you have to have permits. For risky investment, we expect you even to take an insurance cover. But now you find most people are not open to this because these are expenses. Someone in their model, they didn't put in place a consideration for insurance. Like, let's say recently we were affected by drought. Most people went to farm, but they did not harvest anything. Yet we have insurance companies offering caution for that. But how many took the advantage? Right now, you are finding most farmers coming, they want to access finances, and the reason they'll give you is that now it is raining, I need to go and farm. But this person had accessed finances in another institution. He or she was not in a position to repay. For a reason we all know that there was drought, but now the person comes back to me and I'm in a position to see that you have arrears somewhere else. Who do you blame in such a case? You see, but if this person had taken a cover, and when you tell them that when you do this, I will expect you to take a cover for this, it's like someone wants you to give them finances with their logbooks, but they are not ready to take a comprehensive insurance. What if that vehicle goes and does an accident that is major? This person will say, after all, I stand to lose nothing. Let them come and take it. So there are other expenses that come in place that you find most people are not open for. And that is another reason why you find most people also going to digital lenders.
You've talked about the agriculture sector. Of course, it's a very high-risk sector to both finance and insure. Is there any way that products can be, I don't know, tailored to meet this market? And also, there's the bit about information and training for these farmers. Are you doing anything about it?
We are doing through partnership. Like now we have for us as the Habu Microfinance Bank, we have partnered with a land selling company that will be doing a project based on agriculture, and it is called Agri-City, whereby it will provide the land. And then those people who are willing to farm, you don't have the land, but you are willing to farm, you'll access the land, do the farming. The company is in talks with another organization that will offer the seeds and will do the training and all that. And then at the end of the season, it will be, I gave you the land, you have sold, I expect this back. This person gave you the seeds, the fertilizer, we expect this back. And then for us, we are there to ensure that each institution that will be in play gets its share. Because one thing that you'll understand, the challenge in business is trust issues. And MFIs will come in place because of that issue of trust. That this person does not trust you, and this person does not trust you. But if I come in the middle, this person will invest through me. This person will invest. Then I'll be expected to ensure that there is harmony. The same thing is what happens the moment one is able to access funds, and you are told you have to channel your income through this. Then it will be deducted. So, but if we embraced this culture of accountability, we will go far. Because Kenyans are hardworking. Kenyans are entrepreneurial. But the main challenge is embracing accountability. Most people want to do the maths in their mind. They'll tell you, I buy this at this, I sell at this. And but since after COVID, most people have moved from from using cash.
Yes.
Now they are sending money through the M-Pesa, the bank, which in one way it has assisted in accountability. Because once you ask someone for a statement, you'll be able to see what they do. But another challenge you find the MFIs face is most of our customers, they buy in cash, they sell in cash, they pay for expenses in cash. So even when tracking, you are not in a position to be able to vet this person well, in order for you to be able to know their creditworthiness, even their profit margins. Yeah.
So that means there's a lot of empowerment that needs to be done for these businesses.
Yeah. And I hope if the government would venture more, especially on training, so that people are in a position to get this knowledge. Because you find most people do business and they make profits, but you cannot see the profits because there is no accountability. In the course of the day, they have a lot of expenses that they have spent, and they have simply spent this money because they were holding it cash. It's like if someone came and you gave them the loan and you gave them cash, be sure they'll not meet the purpose. Because once they move from your organization, before they reach home, they'll enter there, eat a nyama choma, move, meet a friend. So by the time this person reaches home, they forget that. You'll find if you had given the person 100,000, maybe the person has 70,000. Has already spent 30,000. And that is why right now we are developing products that this is your purpose. Let us channel the money there. You've come for a loan that you want to expand your business. Who is supplying? This is the person supplying. Let me pay the person direct. But most people are not willing.
Businesses, especially small SMEs, most of them, about 70% is it, they don't see the third birthday.
Sure.
Yeah, most of them just close down.
Yeah.
And part of the challenges that they face is that lack of know-how.
Yeah.
So since MFIs and other financial institutions are the ones funding or liquidating these businesses, is there anything that can be done in terms of coming up with programs to train them on this knowledge that they lack?
Yeah, you can, but now the question is who bears the cost?
Okay.
That's where we need the government to intervene, because you see, even in MFIs, from the fact most MFIs have been making losses.
Yes.
You won't come and add another expense where you have already not been in a position to make profits. But if the government would also open funds, accessibility to funds through MFIs, and then they offer this opportunity through trainings. However, you find that the training that is available, most of it is digital. But the person we are talking about is a person who has no time to enter into the digital space, because they woke up very early. They went to the market. They bought their maybe green groceries. They have been selling. They'll close at night. Most of them are elderly women who have children. They have to go back home, take care of their families. So this person has no room for digital space and to access new knowledge, unless you tell them you are going to train them physically. For us as the Hub Microfinance, we do that. We do visit them at the market. We tell them we have these products. This one will be suitable for you. This one is not suitable for you. Where we can give you this much. Even if you need this much, we are not in a position to give. But once we work with you a journey of 3 to 6 months, you will qualify for that. But patience is a virtue that I have realized most people don't have, especially the youth. But the elderly, they are open to develop that relationship. But now the youth, most of them are not open for that because they want to make it all of a sudden, which is not possible. And that is why you'll find most of the youth saying that there are no jobs. Come to me, I give you 5,000, you go, you start selling boiled eggs. At the end of the day, you'll have some profit. Return back to me my money with interest. Get the margin. Tomorrow I do the same. With time you will grow, but most of these people are not open for those many jobs.
Do you think that the lending regime of MFIs is rigid? And especially considering where the market is moving to. It's moving to flexible plans and, you know, stuff like digital lending that does not need any collateral. I mean, that increases the risk, but you can see that it's working for the market. Does something need to be adjusted there?
Let me tell you, when you talk of digital lending and the interest rate that is charged, the challenge that MFIs are facing, if they are to enter into that direction, they are also to charge the same rate to the digital lenders. Why? The risk is high. So that once, even if 10% or 20% do not repay, you will still not make a loss. But now moving to the digital space with your interest rate, you are not in a position. It is not sustainable. And actually you realize most of these products are also offered by MFIs. Yeah, it's just a section of a department in an MFI that will give through this app, will lend people money. It has a high interest for those who will repay. So long as you meet, you have in your projection, if you expect 70% to repay and they repay 80%, you're in business. Yeah.
I'm curious, for MFIs, there are about 14 in Kenya.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you asked Kenyans to mention a number of MFIs, most would maybe stop at 2 of them.
Sure.
Why isn't the industry doing aggressive marketing so that, I mean, you know, top of mind, when people see your brand and keep seeing your products, eventually, you know, they will buy them. So why isn't the industry doing that?
You see, one thing about the MFIs, most of them have narrowed down to a target group. In aggressive marketing, you're marketing to everyone. But maybe I'm not open to everyone. I'm open only to farmers. I'll market my product to farmers.
Okay.
I'm open mainly to, maybe only to SMEs. I'll market it to SMEs. I'll send my people to go there. Maybe I'm open only to institutions for salary checkoff and advances. So you might never hear about me. But in those institutions, people know that unless where maybe we have not partnered with the institution. But if we have partnered with that institution and they can access our salary advance, our checkoff, they know. They have our app. Once they need money, they enter into the Habu Microfinance app. They apply for a checkoff or a advance. Within a few minutes, they have their money in their bank. Yeah.
So you're saying that you are reaching your target audience very seriously.
Sure.
All right, very interesting. That is the Chief Executive Officer of the Habu Microfinance Bank. He is Eric Kimani. We are talking about financing MSMEs, specifically through microfinance lending. What challenges they are facing? The institutions have been loss-making for the past 6 years, and they are looking to turn that around. This is BizCheck. We want to take a very quick break. When we come back, this conversation continues. Do stay with KBC Channel 1.
Frankfurt.
What a header! Danny Olmo!
The Red Bulls.
And DK!
Against the Eagles. It's all or nothing time.
It's Szoboszlai again!
Kick-off on June 3rd.
Kamada!
There can only be one winner.
Kolomwani! What a night for RB Leipzig!
Leipzig-Frankfurt, the DFB Cup final.
Sundowner Sunset Date goes county, this time to the land of opportunities. All roads lead to Embu County. Sundowner will be hosted live from the iconic Isaac Walton Inn with their grand collabo. Catherine Donye and John Obongo Jr., the Wicked Weekend Man, and thereafter John Karani JK will keep you on your feet with hits from the 80s and 90s till late.
Good morning, Mr. Walker.
There will be country music performances by Carrie B, karaoke sessions with Kid Karaoke, and much more fun. No dull moment when Sundowner fans get together. Sundowner Sunset Date Embu County Edition, proudly brought to you by KBC English Service and the Kenya Tourism Board on 3rd June 2023 at the Isaac Walton Inn, starting at 2 p.m. Entry 500 shillings at the gate. Tembea Kenya, Tembea Embu.
Usishike simu yangu bwana, umesikia?
Manake mimi askari wako wanilipa shingapi?
I'm not going, I'm here to stay. You leave this house. Hauna shughuli zingine za kufanya? I am a man of few words.
Kisha nikome.
No.
Mimi.
Yes, you go.
Na mke mwingine maja naye huyu. Nenda polisi lakini.
Una kilo kitani.
Heshima unipi Mike.
Bafu sana.
At KBC Channel 1, we put people at the heart of events with our captivating weekly news features. Every day, we are breaking new grounds with informative, entertaining, and inspiring human interest stories. On Mondays, 9 p.m., we have The Cabinets. Tuesday, 9 p.m., we get inside the barracks for military tales. We delve in the world of cinemas and theater each Wednesday night. For the young and industrious, make a date with us every Thursday at 9 p.m. Fridays are dedicated for my culture. On Saturdays, we go back in time for history in perspective. And on Sundays, we get to know the process of how things are done and made. KBC Channel 1 News features a whole lot of wonderful viewing experience.
Thank you for watching KBC Channel 1. You are watching BizCheck, and my name is Betty Kiptum. In studio, we are having quite an interesting conversation on matters lending to SMEs, focusing on microfinance lending. And with me in studio is Eric Kimani, the Chief Executive Officer of the Habu Microfinance Bank. Thank you for staying with us, Eric.
Welcome.
You talked about the culture of the young people. Of course, many young people, as you've said, unemployment rate is very high in Kenya. A lot are looking to enter into entrepreneurship, but you seem to have an issue that they lack accountability and the patience that it takes. So what is your message to the young people as they venture into business and, you know, are seeking to grow as business people?
What I'll say is that I have realized that the challenge we have among the young people is bridging the gap to know where money is. You'll find this small investment, like let's do simple maths. A person who is selling boiled eggs buys them at 15 shillings and sells at 30 shillings. This person is making 100% profit. What does that mean? If this person invests 5,000 in the morning, you expect the person to have 10,000 in the evening. Let's talk of a good entrepreneur who invests in that, and you have people who will be selling. You have 10 branches. That person will make 50,000 at the end of the day. But what are we facing among the young people? I better go for a job where I'll be paid 30,000 and wear a suit in the morning and come back in the evening, but I'll have made 1,000 a day. With this cost of living, I'll not be able to save, and I also want to live that big life. I'll not make it. But if we apply the knowledge we have to do these small businesses with accountability, we'll go far. You realize that one thing that people will, every day as long as someone woke up, they will have to eat. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we are not venturing into agriculture. Yet, that is where money is. With the rise in population, the demand for food is high. Right now, we are complaining about the high cost of living, but unless there is another intervention through organized groups to hike the prices, we expect the law of demand and supply to always operate. Now, with the increasing rate in population, obviously we expect demand for food to be higher. Let's measure on agriculture. How many youths are open to enter into agriculture?
Very few. In fact, the average age for a farmer in Kenya is, I think, 60-something.
Yeah, you see. And this farmer at 60 will only do subsistence farming to ensure that they are in a position to feed their children. But if as youth we were open to enter into agriculture with the aim to feed our country, we'll make money. If we were open, but you realize anyone who enters in agriculture is a patient person, because you're investing in something that you will see the results a few months later. Most of us want to invest and in the evening to have some money in the bank, which is not working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let me just take our viewer to an event that is ongoing. The Kenya Water and Sanitation International Conference and Exhibition 2023 will be happening in June, but there is a pre-conference that is going on right now. Water and Sanitation Principal Secretary Dr. Kiptum Rono is speaking. Let's listen to that.
I think we have a story to tell you. We are really key. Because water is key. 70% of our bodies is water, yet you don't talk about it. Some things can stay, but water cannot stay for a day. It's a fact. Water is disturbing all of us in terms of all the 7 SDGs, yet we have not given attention. We have also undervalued water to an extent that it is not part of our menu when it comes to budget, because it's so low. And anything which is undervalued is not given attention. Everybody here will tell you, if I ask you, how much do you pay for water? The first thing you say, you even don't know. You even don't know when you got your last bill. Because it's not an issue. It is not something serious, because it's a small amount, some coins. The time we value water and we put in the right, we position it well in our minds and in our investment, that is the time we can keep better attention to water in this country. Over the last 5 months, we faced a serious drought. We lost 700 rivers out of 800 rivers. And if it was to continue, we would have lost all the 800 rivers. What does that tell you? Most of the rivers you know next to your homes are disappearing. And you have never asked yourself, What is happening? And therefore, the discussion on climate change is very important because it is a very serious phenomenon which is hitting not only Kenya but just across the world. We need to give attention. The way we are destroying water catchment areas is totally unacceptable. The way we are destroying the forest areas, the way we are destroying the riparian land is a red alert to your life. It is a threat to your life because very soon there will be no water. We have a challenge now getting water for Nairobi, even though it is raining day and night. There is no enough water. We have not gotten the right quantities of water because there are no water in the dams. Because the Aberdare forest is totally devastated. Animals have been grazing in that forest, and the fabric of the forest, which I call it what holds water, has been destroyed. So when it rains, it doesn't hold water, and therefore there is no water coming to Nairobi. And that is a fact, and that is a threat. You need to ask yourself, for how long, as reasonable people, must we avoid this? This must stop. And very soon we are going to rain on anybody who has taken over riparian land, even in the village. And we are recommending specific trees, and to some extent we are even saying, can you even plant bananas along the river so that it's also food for your family? Or you plant bamboo trees along the rivers so that all our riparian land is protected. But that one requires a consolidated effort from all of us so that we can deliver on this item. Because very soon and very soon, there will be no water. If we really don't take care of the water catchment areas, and the directive by the president to plant 15 billion trees has come at the right time. We need to move with speed. And as Ministry of Water, we have planned to plant 250 million trees within the next 5 years to support this agenda. Within the same structure, all our waterworks and all the catchment areas and all the dams and anywhere where there is water and we have the mandate, we'll take charge and we'll inherit that particular land and plant trees. I expect all of us, even if you are a private investor, plant trees. Plant trees in your house. I also expect all of us, whenever you are using water in your house, check whether you are using the right quantity of water or you are excessively misusing water. Because a drop of water is a loss to a shilling. So we value every drop the way we value every coin invested in water. And I expect all of us to make sure that we do an assessment in the way we are utilizing water within our environment. And the way we can see water pipes running continuously, wastage of water, and there is no attention. I expect somebody to make noise in Kilifi County and say there is water being wasted. Can somebody keep attention? Somewhere in Mandera, see water is running water here. I'm aware it is now raining. A lot of water is running down to the sea, and very soon there will be no water. And that is what we've been watching. It's a paradox. We need to move from this. And that is why this plan to build dams in all those areas is to make sure that we facilitate and harvest as much water.
That is the Water and Sanitation Principal Secretary, Dr. Kiptum Rono, who is speaking at the pre-conference to the Kenya Water and Sanitation International Conference and Exhibition 2023. It shall be taking place between the 19th to the 23rd of June this year in Mombasa, of course. Just speaking about the importance of water and what you need to do to ensure that you're not wasting any water, because climate change is taking a toll on water resources around the world, and the sub-Saharan Africa region, which Kenya is part of, is just paying or taking the brunt of that particular change. Take care of water as little as it may be. Well, that report will be coming to us, a detailed report later on in our subsequent bulletins. In studio, we are going on with our conversation on matters lending to SMEs, a focus on microfinance lending with the Chief Executive Officer of the Hub Microfinance Bank, Eric Kimani. Thank you for staying with us.
Pleasure.
Before we just joined that particular function, we were talking about how young people need to package themselves when they're, deciding to take on a business, and the mentality that they need to have. And you had talked about growing small, growing from the little and growing slowly, which takes us back to entrepreneurial training. A lot of the time, I think the curriculum in Kenya, you end up graduating even campus without going through an entrepreneurial class. So you get into the market, you're looking for a job, of course. The curriculum had been, because they CBC now, it had been, tailored in a way that it churns out people who are seeking jobs, not making jobs. So what needs to be done to ensure that as young people grow from when they are kids, into adulthood, they are being prepared for the entrepreneurial mindset?
One, I'll talk about the environment, the upbringing environment of any child. For me, when I was a small boy, my mother had a shop. I used to sell uniforms, and he also used to sell these Uzis. And because I used to accompany her there at times, I knew this one is bought this much and this one is sold this much. And at times she would drive me there to sell, and I would really sell. And at times someone would come and ask for something that is not there. And because I knew there is a wholesale shop somewhere, this is retail, I will tell this person, no, wait for me 5 minutes, I'm going to get it from the store.
Okay.
I go, I buy, I come, I sell, I make that margin. In MFIs, as we learned, one thing that we do is to try and see, do you understand the business that you are doing? Are you well equipped? And that is why you'll find most people will not access finances for startups, because you have not learned. You don't know where are you going to get it at the lowest price. How are you going to increase your margin? And therefore, what do we need to do for these children as they are growing up? Let us expose them. Let us give them an exposure, a business exposure, whereby you'll have knowledge about a shop, you'll have knowledge about a grocery, you'll have knowledge about real estate, you'll have knowledge about all these different industries. And the moment you have that knowledge, you'll be in a position to know this industry is profitable, this one is not profitable. The challenge you are facing right now, when we previously discussed about the youths not venturing in agriculture, it's because you realize these youths, the age gap of most of them are those that have been brought up in towns. They never saw their parents farming. They have been brought up in an environment where their parents are working, they are employed. And that's why they have a mindset of being employed. But for those who are brought up in rural homes, you'll find that person values agriculture. You'll find that person will buy a dairy cow because that person saw that from the milk that my mother used to sell in the evening, that is what used to provide a living. That person knows that that venture has money. That's why you'll find the business people, those who expose their children in business, their children have the potential to take up that business because they saw. They learned how you used to negotiate in business. They knew where you used to source, how you used to make your margin. And that is why you'll find when we were studying history, you find that there are skills that this apprenticeship, if your father was a metal worker, you know how to do that. But right now, you find in our upbringing, we are not exposing our children to what we do. And if we do, we limit them to only that. Let them see what I do. Let them know what you do. Let them see someone else what they do. And I believe that is what CBC should do, to give these children exposure, so that when this person finishes school, even before you finish school, you are in a position to make a coin. You know, I can buy this here and go and sell there. But now, you'll find most of the people, and that is what we face. That's why very many applications fail. People apply, and some people will ask, why are MFIs charging application fee when you're applying for a loan and you don't get, maybe it is rejected? It is because you have applied for this loan and I have to vet you. But in the process, I realize that you don't qualify. You need to compensate me for my time, for my energy in vetting you. You see?
I'm sure others would have different thoughts on that.
Yeah, but now you see, you have to verify and see, is this person well equipped in this industry? If this person is not well equipped, be sure this person will fail. And that is why most businesses fail. Startups don't fail because they are startups. They fail because the person has not learned enough knowledge, has not acquired enough skills. But if this person took time, this person knew, I want to venture in this industry, let me even go and volunteer as an intern there. Let me even go and tell someone I'm going to assist you. If you are to enter into agriculture and you have never farmed, be ready to be employed as a farm worker. Go farm, get to know those herbicides, those fungicides, get to know which one is effective, which one is not effective, then come and start. But now, someone goes, he has someone saying, I've started this business, it is giving me money. The next thing they want to do is to go access finances. And they see, maybe my parent has given me something, maybe a title deed for those who are lucky. They come with it, they apply. Be sure you are going to auction that land. But if you do a good appraisal, you'll be able to know this business is good, but this person does not qualify. But if the person is in a position to run the business, you will finance. Actually, most investors will tell you that the problem is never about money. It's about how well equipped are you. Are you well equipped to do that business? If you are not well equipped, no one is going to invest in something that is going to fail. And that's the challenge we are facing. If we train these children, we expose them, they get that picture. They get to understand they get to understand the different industries, how you make money. They'll be able to create employment. They will not look for employment. Apparently, most of these people, you find in most organizations, they will reward, the commissions, the marketing people, the people in the sales department. Why? Those are the people bringing business. For you, you are getting from what has been brought. But if I send you, I were to send you there to bring business, you are not in a position to bring business. So we need to have a system that is exposing someone that you get to know once you wake up in the morning, what am I going to do to make a coin? If I'm not in a position to sell this, I can do this. And that is why I appreciate what technology is doing. I was telling someone that most of the people who are influencers right now are those people who got the opportunity to interact with technology at an early age. They were in a position to acquire followers, and then they came to realize, all these people, whatever I post, they get to see. Where should I make a coin from that? But someone else does not know that. For these people, most of the influencers are media personalities because they realize they are making money by the fact that they are known. But someone who does not have such knowledge, even if they have 1 million followers, they will not make a coin from that. So we need to expose.
Apart from exposure, there is the issue of having a vision. I mean, there are very many people who start businesses ya kushikilia, you know, as I wait for something to open up. So I feel like if you have such a mentality, how will that business grow?
Do you know why people start a business ya kushikilia? It is because they don't have proper understanding of that business and they are not able to see the bigger picture of that business. That's why they are not visionary. If at all you are well equipped about something, you'll be able to see its start, its growth, and even its expansion. You'll be able to see it when it has expanded. Ask yourself, we have supermarkets that have been collapsing, and we have supermarkets that have been rising. You know, a supermarket is just a shop, but now it has expanded to have high quantities, a bigger space. This is a person who started a shop with a vision, I want to own a supermarket. It will grow. There's someone who started a shop with a vision, I want to be a wholesaler, I want to be a distributor. It will grow. But someone who says, I'm starting a shop to make this much, where I'm looking for something, it's because they have never seen. Some of them, they have never entered in a supermarket and realized whatever is sold is what is being sold here. So I can grow mine. And even if they entered in a supermarket, they did not have that mind. They did not have that exposure. But if you have that exposure and you are exposed, you realize the same way someone delivers goods for me in a shop is the same way delivery is done. But now here in a supermarket, but now here it is done with in a certain order. And that's where I was talking about accountability. The difference in a shop is that you just bring you don't have to give me a delivery note, there is no procedure for stock taking, and that is why it will never grow. But if we learned accountability and we appreciated growth, be sure this small shop will become a supermarket one day.
And that is the entrepreneurial mindset that people need to have. Right. So as we just come to a close of this conversation, for those who are looking to access those microfinance products, what would you tell them?
One thing I'll tell them, so long as you are well equipped, you know what you want to do, you have a purpose, you'll access finances. Prepare yourself, package your business well, then approach the MFIs. You're going to access these finances because the aim is for you to access and you repay as you grow.
Access, repay as you grow. And remember that if you're going into the business sector, make sure that you are visionary, thinking about the growth of that small business that you have. That is how you're going to expand. And of course, you need to make sure that your books are right as you go seek those loans to ensure that you get the credit that you require. Of course, we shall be taking you to Karen, where the Kenya Defence Forces National Defence College is having its graduation. That will be coming to you later. That particular function is graced by President Dr. William Ruto. That is where we close BizCheck this particular morning. Thank you very much for joining us. I have been talking with Eric Kimani. He's the CEO in charge of the Habu Microfinance Bank. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. My name is Kiptum. Bye-bye.
We are received at the Flying Snacks Company on Nairobi's Enterprise Road. Time to adorn the right safety gear. That done, we get to see the ingredients used to make puffed corn snacks.
It consists of very basic ingredients. Obviously the key ingredient is corn, the corn grit. It's also the spice and oil.